Good morning, or afternoon, sorry, afternoon or morning, everybody. Sorry, I'm just checking the sounds coming through okay. Hope everybody is okay and trading a little bit better than me, I hope. I think, I don't know how everyone else is going, but I think you're pretty hard pressed to find somebody doing well. All the traders that I've spoken to saying, oh God, struggled a little bit this month. Raul, how you doing? Parsa? Josephat, how you doing? Nick, as always. Paul, how's everyone doing? Thanks for coming back. But yeah, I think you'd find a hard pressed to find a trader that's doing really well, unless obviously you've got a strategy that works well in choppy ranging markets. Me personally, I'm a trend continuation trader, and yeah, it hasn't been great, but I think it's a good lesson in psychology. As always, I want to do this completely live, completely transparent. I don't want to bullshit anybody. I've got enough confidence in myself and my ability and my path that I've been on that I'll get this money back. And it may actually be the first challenge that I fail in I think 7 months. So I'm sitting on 184. Let me get my pen. Sitting on 184 in this challenge on equity. Obviously 190 in balance. But positions there's just no follow through in my personal opinion. And if anybody thinks different, let me know. That's what trading is. Everybody has their own opinions, but like I said, it's the law of large numbers. It's a game of large numbers, and 1 month, as long as you don't lose your discipline, not going to take you out. Do you have great months every time in work? Probably not. There's be times where you're going to be stressed out. It's trading as well, simply in trading. Okay, markets, SPX today. Now, I was saying on my morning stream that I've changed my risk sentiment to, add in neutral here because, as I said, there's no real follow through here. Obviously, we got the Fed minutes tonight at 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock UAE time, so whatever time that is for you, 10 o'clock GST. I think that's 7 p.m. in the UK. But what the market wants and what we're waiting for is that certainty regarding inflation, right? Which thought we had that on Friday with the ECB coming out, but the market certainly wants the Fed to come and say, we're okay, essentially. Keep buying stocks. The markets, we're not going into overinflation. We're not getting into unhealthy territory. And you can continue to buy stocks in confidence. Whether we get that or not is a different story. I think, now I've kind of changed my tune a little bit because I don't really like this. You can say, okay, why is my pen not working today? You can say that, sorry guys, technical problems. You can say that, okay, we've had a nice 4-hour hammer here. However, I don't like the price action it's coming. So as a breakout retest trader, that's not a retest I like to see because it just seems a bit too steep. Hold on, I'm going to reload this pen here because it's not really working quite well. How's everyone else's trading, by the way? Anybody making money? People losing money? People staying out the market? What do we think? Anyway, so for me as a breakout retest trader, this isn't very nice. It's kind of holding this area. Yes, you can say it's holding this resistance zone, or support zone, sorry. Previous resistance becoming new support. Potentially tagging on this trend line, consolidating up into here. Remember, this is not a tentative trend line or a valid trend line. I usually like to see two touches for tentative, 3 touches for valid. All negative. Yeah, don't worry, Joseph. I've been doing this for 6 years and I'm all negative this month as well. So don't worry. Just don't over risk. That's the main thing I'll say. But my bias, and again, this is just my personal opinion, is we possibly come down a little bit more before continuing to the upside. My other side of the coin is we consolidate. I don't think we go that far today until the Fed statement comes out. Possibly we head up here and get a reaction. But if I'm talking intraday, I think we consolidate. If I'm talking a bit longer term for the rest of the week, my bias is possibly downward movement to upward movement, just because of how the technicals look. The statement comes out, good, the market likes it, we push on. That's simple, right? Certainly that's going to happen. However, I do feel sometimes the technicals give you a little clue, like we had last week, right? Like we had last week, what may happen in the market. But in terms of a risk sentiment and risk sentiment on the day, it's got to be neutral. It's still risk on because we're holding this support area, but I think we see sideways action until the Fed comes out and tells us what it wants to hear. But the reason why I'm thinking maybe negativity is because of this daily chart as well. A doji candle here on a bit of volume, which is, I call that a battle bar. A volume into a doji is no one's taking control, the buyers and sellers having a battle, and we need to find out which direction it's going to go. Ahmed, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. But we are on an uptrend. And we just have to wait and see. My pen is completely not working today. I'll go into the open positions I've got, and I'll go into my watch list, but there's not actually too much on it. So this Dow's been a horrible trade. I'm still in it. I'm still there. I'm still waiting. But again, this will be fundamentally driven now. We're rejecting this area potentially again. I did think it might be in a harder reset. It could have been an ABC 1-2. So an ABC 1-2, which is a pattern I do like to see. But normally after you see that, you want the market to push on. And there's no real buying pressure there, is there? There's no real momentum coming into that market. The best word here is follow through. And I'll show you what I mean by that with the other trades I'm in. No real follow through is indicative of quiet, choppy markets. And that is especially true here for these other two trades I'm in. So I'm in Pound New Zealand. Pound New Zealand long. Right, on this particular candle. This candle here. Right, good high volume, ABC corrective from a nice setup. Do you know what I've realized? It's my keyboard that's not working, not my mouse. Excuse me for a second. Talk amongst yourself. Alright, let's see if that works. Okay, there we go. That's better. Yeah, it's my keyboard. It wasn't my my mouse. So on account of this larger structure, cup with handle structure, breakout, A, B, C, retest. It's not an actual technical hammer. I'd like to see it close a bit higher, but it's certainly a very good rejection and certainly coming into volume here. And we pushed on. And again, look, there's just no real follow through here. And we pushed through the level again and broke down. We have tagged this trend line, which for me is now potentially tentative. But we need a follow through, and we need to push on from here. Really, the trade is in. I can't take it out. Pound New Zealand with my market characteristics, I can't take that out on a shift in momentum. But I mean, we're still here. We're still okay, and the trade will do what it needs to do. So that is it. I did think we might have a decent 4-hour closure. That seems to have failed a little bit. It looked to be getting a bit of an engulfer here, which would have been nice. But we didn't get that. And yeah, that's okay. Next one is Euro NZD that I'm in, which is pretty much the exact same thing. Nice breakout of a level. Again, I did my trade reviews. The setups were all fine. In another month, these setups work well. This looks, I think, a little bit better. I've got a bit more room here in my stop. Again, decent rejection of this 20. This is now certainly a confirmed trend line. And we want to see this push on a little bit more in that one. So I have a bit more confidence in Euro NZD compared to the pound. And we do have a little bit more room here in terms of our stop. But again, same thing. The trade's in. I'm not going to do anything about it. I've seen how things can flip many times. I've taken trades out here or potentially in this situation where I'm down, get scared, and what normally happens, maybe we do this and we end up going to the upside. So I've done that far too many times to ever want to do that again. And if you've ever read the book Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, if you haven't, it is an absolute must read. Like an absolute must read. Talks about the psychology of trading in a way that makes it very kind of easy to comprehend. And one of the things he talks about is the acceptance of the risk you're taking, the true acceptance of the risk you're taking. So anything I do right now on any of my trades is psychologically driven. And whatever happens, that will be a bad trade. You've got to stick to your strategy no matter what, because the data and statistics is where you make your money, not from gambling. So me taking this out, if I do that 100 times, my data, my statistics say that's the bad thing to do. However, if you have again, traders are different. If you have a strategy that says, okay, if we break underneath this level, I'm out, fine, perfectly. I have no problem with cutting losses early as long as you have the data to back that up. Yeah, great book, Ahmed. For me, it's number one, just behind Steve Neeson's Candlestick Bible, I think. Okay, the watch list. I can't personally take... I'm going to go into this first, actually, pound CAD, because I was looking at this morning. Now, I have a 3-trade rule, so I can't take any more than 3 trades. That, for me, is my maximum risk that I can afford to take. If I have 1 trade running that says hit TP1 is running risk-free, obviously, that's fine. It's 3 trades. Any more than 3 trades I can't have running that is possible for them to hit stop loss. But this looked quite nice. You know, we had a decent structure here, V reversal, corrective, push through that area. Again, this here, and this is actually a setup, by the way. If I hadn't had 3 trades on, I would take this. This here, God, nothing's working today. Absolutely nothing's working. Apologies, guys. This here is great. Right, so we pushed up here, this big engulfer to the level, reload, nice hammer at that 20 period curling up, and then what looked to be at that point in time a solid breakthrough on a bit of volume. So I actually would have been in this trade now if I didn't have 3 stops under here. So what I have to wait for is now a breakout retest. That might not be a bad shout, waiting for that retest, certainly in this environment. Because, again, gives you that a little bit of added protection. But as a setup, that's not bad. You know, CAD's weak. Yeah, CAD has been weak lately. And, you know, CAD has some data out tonight as well. I think CPI has come out for CAD tonight, I feel. Anyway, let me know if that's true. But I believe the CAD CPI is coming out this afternoon. But remember, it is a counter trend trade, right? Possibly we're getting into... still a corrective phase. You know, you could look at that as a rising wedge, right? And the theory dictates that continues to the downside. The other edge of the coin is that's pressuring into the level, right? We're getting rising, simple Dow theory, pressure into that level, and ultimately it might break. For me, my bias is that goes long. And remember, you can be right on your larger term bias, but wrong or right in your trade. What am I trying to say? You can be right both directions. So you can get a trade right? So you can get 1-to-1 and potentially go a bit more before it comes down. It's still a winning trade. So that's fine as counter trend. But for me, I can't take it. I need to wait for the retest. Although I do think it's a nice breakout long. The 225, one of my favorite pairs to trade, is giving me what I kind of wanted. It stalled. I didn't want this to push on any further. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Parser, you're right. So I'm getting here a nice steady state corrective. And notice with these steady states, I'm completely interested in the candlesticks, right? Because we're getting small rangy candlesticks roughly back to that level, which is what I like to see. And to give you an example of that, I'll give you an example because I screenshot all of my trades. Hopefully I can find that quite simply. Trade here, 1 second. Where is it? Oz 2, I remember it was the Oz 200. Here it is. So if you look at this is the actual trade I sent. That's exactly what I want as a retest. Now, I don't know if that's massively clear for you. If I zoom in. And this is a good thing to do, by the way. take screenshots. It's called your playbook of the trades that you like, and then you can just replicate that, right? You're doing the same things over and over, so you want to know what works. Again, that little corrective prior, and look at this steady state retest. The candles there's nothing there jumping out at me until we get our catalyst, and this went on to be a winning trade. So that's a nice retest, and that's what I'm talking about with the steady state. So I'm looking for this to come back here, give us our catalyst to go long. The only issue we have is the previous swing is down here, so your risk reward is slightly larger, but you know, in the higher time frame context, you know, I kind of like that for the 225. I do like the way that index moves. Swiss yen we were talking about yesterday, did we? The only issue, and again, I'll say it again, how many times have we seen this? Right, how many times have we seen that this last couple of weeks? But the setup here was nice. I mean, this is one we looked at on stream, right, yesterday. Push through was good. That's not a climactic move. So, you know, climactic moves in terms of the breakout or the fake out strategy I'm developing right now. That's not it. So I wasn't as worried about a fake in that scenario. But that's what we got anyway. You know, that's what you get in terms of these choppy markets. There's no follow through. And that's exactly what I mean by follow through. Is in markets that are fluid, this goes. You know, we look back at the daily chart, right? Look back at the daily chart here. Markets that are fluid, roughly the same setup, that goes. We're not getting it right now, and it's about defense rather than offense. But I think this is getting a bit messy. Hey Tian, how you doing, mate? You okay? This is just getting a little bit messy for me, and I've kind of got to disregard it and say, I'll see you later. I won't be putting my money onto that one. The other two, the final two that I do like are euro yen. The euro yen I kind of like on this 4-hour chart. Alright, V reversal. Fake breakout, yeah. I tell you something, the institutions are loving it right now. They're probably making millions from all of us retail traders. They're making my brokers made thousands of dollars for me this month. But this looks nice for Euro JPY. Nice corrective here. Looking for a push through to take that long. You know, stocks push, the yen will be weak for sure. You'd expect the Euro USD to push up. Euro USD obviously being the most highly traded currency. But as a breakout from there, I like that. And if, again, we put it down to the daily context, we're getting a nice, my favorite, ABC corrective. Right? And we've got this OBE. So an OBE, outside bullish engulfing, on C wave, on volume. Context is good from an uptrend. And I like that trade. You know, I just like that trade. This was... and then this is a nice setup here as well. This is a nice setup here in the daily. So, you know, there's always a little thing in my head, you know, even now that goes, your strategy needs tweaking because you're losing. But you always have to remember, right, I've got a strategy for a reason. My strategy works. It's worked over the past couple of years. Why shouldn't it work this 1 month? Nothing has changed. And you look back at your previous setups, like your playbook, and that's why it's good to have a playbook, because you can see that these things work. You know, it works time and time again. And also with that, I know I'm probably going to a bit more psychology today, but I think it's important, is that I've had 2 10+% months this year. You know, and normally I'm arranging around that, you know, break even to 3%, probably for the rest. This is my first really bad month. So I always have to think back and say, do you know what, I'm up. You know, I'm up. Okay, fine. I'm down 6% closed. I might be down a little bit more, but you know, it's not normal for me, and I'm still up, you know, as a whole. So that's also quite important to think about, just in case that little devil comes on your shoulder and says, put all your money on the next trade, Ryan. Which comes, I know, comes quite a lot of times. Anyway, Euro JPY I like, and finally the Euro Pound I like. Yeah, T, and I would agree, man. I would massively agree. What I do here and what I look at, it's not hard, right? It's quite, I think, easy to understand. You're looking for a 20 period. You're looking to make sure things are not extended. You're looking for higher time frame context. Maybe I'm saying it wrong because I've been in the markets for years, but for me, it's simple. And it's just, you're right, psychology, and massively. And that's why I kind of like to, I like to talk about it. Because why are we focusing on a V reversal ABC, right? Anybody can see that, right? But also patience as well, making sure the right setup comes for this, for example, with Euro Pound is a V reversal, again, favorite ABC. Big hammer here on the 200, pushing down, need another reload, turning that ABC into a head and shoulders, simple chart pattern to go short. Again, we look at higher time frame confluence, right? Look at higher time frame confluence. We think about simple Dow theory. Simple Dow theory, higher highs and higher lows. We're getting pressure into that area from a downtrend. And this was a great move, by the way. One of my best trades recently. I caught into this move from roughly down here and made a heap of money on it. Jesus Christ, my fucking pen. Down there. It plays off our socialization about money and possibly, yeah, exactly. It plays off your ego as well. Your ego and certainly I think this as a trader, you want to say, hey, look how much money I made. I'm such a great trader. You want to put it online, right? Look how much profit I made today. But vast majority of people don't make any money from it. One, because, patience, and two, because they want to make so much money because social media has drilled into them that, oh, look at this guy. He's making tens of thousands of dollars from the beach, and it's all bullshit. Like, I hate it. I hate it. So there's some great traders. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like a hater at all, but it's just psychology is the name of the game. Psychology, yeah, like you agree. 90% people say 70%. I'd probably agree more. Yeah, massively more. Anyway, sorry. Let me finish on this. What exactly I'm looking at, just to get it clear, is obviously we've got a nice V reversal here. ABC pattern, need to push down to this area, tag this area again, give us a slight reload, 20 period curling over. I take that short all day, and hopefully start to win some trades. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to just go for it on this account. Try get my free repeat, reload with an OBE on Euro GBP. I'm not really too concerned because I've already got my structure, right? I've already got my context. So this for me is enough. What I'm looking for now is to make sure I'm not getting involved in a fake out, and I'm making sure that I'm not basically getting into a break when I think Basically what I'm trying to say is I don't want to get into a break here, right? On account of this move, because the move's already happened. I want to be in the break and the start of the move. So getting that slight reload, possibly, ideally, a few bars of accumulation here prior to the level, just gets me in at a time where I think it's ready to move. And I think that's important. That's what I always try to do with my trading, is getting into moves at the start. So for example, like I'll show you the pound New Zealand again, which might be failing, but I'll show you why. What I mean by that is, we had to pull back to this 20. Pull back to that 20. Nice corrective. Most of the time, you'd see that move on, right? Trend continuation. And it just for me, using that 20 means it's ready to move. And that's what I mean. So yeah, anyway, I think we wait for the news. That's my main takeaway from today. Let's wait to see what the Fed says. And hopefully I win a few trades. If not, I'm just going to go for it. And have a little bit of fun tomorrow, probably. See if I can get a bit of lucky. Euro AUD. Okay, I'll do Euro AUD before I go. Also, by the way, I'm just finishing. It took me ages. I'm finishing an edit on my personal trading account journey. So I've been filming this video for a while because I wanted to get it out and do it properly. So I'm hopefully getting that done today or tomorrow. And I think that's quite good to watch because you might not know, but I went through some shit. Some of you probably know, but I kind of explain exactly what I went through for the first couple of years of my trading journey. And, might like it. Euro AUD. What do I think about Euro AUD? I don't think it's very nice, if I'm being completely honest with you. In terms of a lower time frame, again, the break seems to be failing here. Big push up, completely failed down. I think we see choppy action today, and I don't think, for me, I can make sense of that. You could say, you know, okay, actually, here you go. Looking at it now, there's your climactic move, right? There's your climactic. Yeah, I'm just going into that now, Parsa. I think you're right. I'm just looking at this here. So we've had this break through the level. Right, in terms of my fake out strategy, that again I'm still going on with, this is not bad for it. Right, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And also look at this volume coming in at the top of the structure on that break. Where did you go short from, Parsa? And let's see, on the 15-minute, at what price? Where are you short from? Either way, you've called that pretty well. Trying to see if there's a catalyst there for a fake out entry. I didn't actually see this. Your entry is probably there, actually. So that's one I can probably add to my little statistics on a fake out, because that there, call that a catalyst there, an engulfer on a bit of volume. I would stops there, sell market order, and for me, your TP. I mean, for what I'm trying to do on this strategy. Again, this is just something I'm developing. Is figuring out where the TP is best placed. So normally with the breakout or the fake out, your TP, right, from the premise of a fake out, should be underneath the level, TP1, right? Because that's what you're essentially saying is going to happen. And then my ethos is I trail the second, and I parabolic SAR it, which is I don't really like to use indicators, but I don't mind using an indicator on my trade management strategy. So 1.57420. 1.57420. 57. Oh, so you've just entered. Oh no, sorry. Where have you entered? Here. Draw a trend line. You're saying a breakout from. You're saying there you're going short from the break of that trend line. Roughly. I presume, right? Anyway, I like it short. Parsa, I'll tell you that I like it short. I'd be worried about choppy markets today, just in case. So my advice is take profits when you have profits, and try and leave some on the table to let it run. So I always think with the trade management, if you get 1 to 1 or 1.5 to 1, 2 to 1, take some profits and let the rest run. But I don't mind that as a fake out. But just be wary. Of trying to get too much money. Go for the home run, but take a single. All right, guys. Thanks for joining as always. I appreciate you, and I'll see you all again. Parsa, is that good? Do you have any more questions? That's my main point today is take some profits. All right, everyone. Cheers. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.